Welcome back to Baby Led Piano at Little Bird Piano Academy. I'm Miss Holly, and I help parents to gift their child with the language of music, the language of deep connection. Today we're going to talk about whole notes and whole rests. These fill a 4-beat measure. That's why it's called a whole, W-H-O-L-E, note or rest, in contrast to quarter and half notes. If you didn't learn about these yet, there's a link below where you can learn about quarter notes, half notes, and their corresponding rests. Today we're talking about whole notes. Whole notes are great because, for one thing, they're really easy to write. And when your child is big enough to hold a pencil or crayon, they can try making a whole note. They don't have to make it in the staff, but you can, and your child can see you do that. You are now a composer. Look at that. Your child can just make them however they want. Or like this. Whatever they do, I want you to love it, because your baby just needs you to love the stuff they do. They need you to love their effort. Everyone needs that. So give it a try. All right, so here we are with our whole note and our whole rest. Notice the whole rest is hanging down from the line, in contrast to half rests, which stick up. And I like to say it's because whole rests are heavier. They hang down. Half rests are not so heavy, so they float. Whatever you want to say, this is how they look, and here's how you play one on the piano. I'm going to count to 4 to give you a sense of my beat, and then I'm going to play any key I want. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold that whole note, and then I'm going to play a whole rest. Watch this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold that whole rest. Notice I did nothing. It's a period of silence, and it's a specific length of time. 4 beats. Beats can be at many tempos. You could go 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold that whole note. Hold that whole rest. Or you could go 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold that whole note. Hold that whole rest. Notice I'm pulling my hand away from the keys when I play the rest. Normally you won't do that when you're playing grown-up music, but for your baby you do that to make it visible. You can also use a pumpkin, or a drum, or a bear, or your baby, to let them know how these notes go. You can go like this. Hold that whole note, hold that whole rest. And you'll give your child a very tactile sense of what these are doing. You can use a pumpkin and go, hold that whole note, hold that whole rest. Notice every time, even though when I strike the pumpkin, you don't continue to hear the sound like you do on a piano, you still hold your hand securely to the pumpkin for all 4 beats of the whole note and release it for all 4 beats of the whole rest. This will give your baby a sense of whole notes are held. That's why we say hold that whole note. We also say hold that whole note because it gives us 4 syllables to help us hold those 4 beats. Whole notes are great for writing because they're just basically a circle. This is the beginning of all the other kinds of notes. Let me show you on here. So we've done half notes and quarter notes before, but if I just give a stem to that hold that whole note, it's now a long note or half note. For babies, we use long note. You can also substitute half note, which is the technical name. Quarter note has way too many syllables, so we just say short. If I fill this in, it's now short. It can have an up stem or a down stem. Makes no difference rhythmically. Okay, now I'm going to put some of these together so we can make a little improvised tune using structured rhythm. And let me give us a half note and a half rest. All right, this is going to kind of have a lot of periods of silence, but that's okay. That will help us understand it. Here I go. 1, 2, 3, 4. hold that whole note, hold that whole rest, long note, long rest, short, 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 short. You can play any keys you want, white keys, black keys, or you can even do it on this nice little toy. This is not a bad toy for showing your baby how to get around a little bit. These black keys don't work. It's not accurate, but the pitch isn't bad. It's okay. You can do whole notes, half notes. You can do rests. You can do quarter notes, all on this little toy. So if that's all you have, go for it. Do what you can with what you have. Here I go. Hold that whole note, hold that whole rest, long note, long rest, short, 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 short. Notice I'm kind of using my chicken head. There's a whole video about chicken heads. I'll link that below too. Okay, there you go. This is what to do with whole notes and whole rests. Make sure your baby sees you loving these. Don't force your baby to do any of it because this is the treat. If you love it, they'll love it. Babies want to be just like you because you are their favorite grown-up. So if you like this, please subscribe for more. Leave comments or questions below, and I will answer those in upcoming videos. And as always, share this with someone you love. See you soon.